Hello. In world news today, it is a doomsday night in West Asia. Both the United States and Iran have threatened each other, saying the enemy must surrender immediately. Accept our conditions and stop the war, or doom will arrive. US President Donald Trump had warned Iran to accept a 45-day ceasefire. But Iran rejected Trump's warning, and now Trump is using harsh words against Iran. He has said that tonight, attacks will be carried out on Iran's power plants, bridges, and military bases. At the same time, Iran has also proposed stopping the war to the US in but instead of a ceasefire, it has talked about completely ending the war. Now, the big question is, will this war stop, or will tonight truly become a night of destruction in West Asia? Could this be the final night of the war? Both Iran and the US are preparing for the most dangerous attacks against each other. We will discuss all of this in detail, but first, let's quickly look at other headlines. The US stuck in the Iran war while Ukraine appears on its knees. Volodymyr Zelensky says he is ready for a deal with Russia and expresses willingness to talk to Vladimir Putin. China increases military encirclement against Taiwan and Japan, shuts airspace for 40 days. Nepal's former PM KP Sharma Oli gets major relief. Supreme Court orders his release. And finally, we will see a machine that works 24 hours and cannot be restarted once shut down. Now back to West Asia. Uncertainty around the war is increasing. President Donald Trump is sometimes seen pressuring Iran for a ceasefire and at other times threatening attacks. This time as well, Trump has warned of intensified attacks, but with a condition. At the White House, the safe return of an American pilot was celebrated. During this, Trump addressed a press conference and said that Iran could be defeated in a single night, possibly by Tuesday, April 7, 2026. He said this war is only about one thing: Iran must not have nuclear weapons. If Iran meets US demands, the conflict could end quickly. He also set a deadline for reopening the Strait of Hormuz and warned that if no agreement is reached by 8 p.m., the US will create hell-like conditions for Iran, launching large-scale attacks on its infrastructure. When asked whether he would accept a deal allowing Iran to collect tolls from ships passing through the route, Trump gave a shocking reply: He said, "Why shouldn't we collect the toll? I would love to do that. We are the winners." This statement comes at a time when Iran has again rejected the US ceasefire proposal. Through Pakistan, Iran sent its response stating it does not accept any temporary ceasefire but wants a permanent end to the war. Iran also placed demands: ending conflicts in the region, creating safe passage rules for the Strait of Hormuz, reconstruction, and lifting sanctions. But Trump insists on a deal acceptable to him, including free oil movement. With such opposing positions, agreement seems very difficult. Iran's stance is clear. It wants a complete end to the war, not a partial ceasefire. Responding to Trump's threats, Iran's IRGC spokesperson said that the US president's abusive statements reflect arrogance and attempts to justify repeated failures. These threats will not stop Iran from fighting. Iran's Youth and Sports Deputy Minister has urged young people to form human chains around power plants as a message against US attacks. Meanwhile, Trump is also facing pressure within the US. Democratic Senator Mark Kelly criticized the threats, calling them a stain on America. Senator Chris Murphy warned people to be cautious if a president promises war crimes. New Zealand PM Christopher Luxon also condemned the threats, saying attacks on civilian infrastructure are unacceptable and escalation must be avoided. Amid this verbal war, actual attacks continue from both sides. Now it remains to be seen whether Trump's threats will have any effect. Now moving to Russia-Ukraine war. After more than 4 years, this war now appears to be nearing an end. Ukraine seems to be moving towards surrender. President Volodymyr Zelensky has indicated readiness to meet Vladimir Putin. This is a major development, as the two leaders have not met face-to-face since the war began. Their last meeting was in 2019 in Paris. Now, hopes are rising that such a meeting could lead to a ceasefire. Both countries are exhausted after 4 years of war, facing heavy economic and military losses. However, attacks continue. Ukraine reportedly targeted Russia's Novorossiysk energy hub in the Black Sea, while Russia claims to have shot down 148 Ukrainian drones. The key question now, will Zelensky meet Putin, and could this lead to the end of the war? Now moving to East Asia. With the US focused on Iran, attention on China-Taiwan tensions has decreased. This is seen as an opportunity for China. China has now closed its airspace near coastal regions for 40 days, from March 27 to May 6. No official reason has been given. Experts believe this indicates long-term military preparation rather than a simple exercise. Taiwan has expressed concern, saying China is increasing its military presence. Japan has also warned that if China attacks Taiwan, it will respond militarily. Now, the world is closely watching China. Now, Nepal. The Supreme Court has ordered the release of former PM KP Sharma Oli and former Home Minister Ramesh Lekhak in a student protest shooting case. Phi on Tanpin on Pai Ain Pain Krai. This case is linked to the September 2025 protests where 77 people were killed. An investigation report blamed officials for criminal negligence, stating they had prior intelligence but failed to act. Now, after their release, political developments in Nepal will be closely watched. Finally, a unique machine. In hospitals, there is a machine that runs 24/7 and is never turned off, the MRI machine. It contains an extremely powerful magnet that must be kept at around 269 degrees Celsius using liquid helium. If turned off, helium evaporates, causing huge financial loss and making restart extremely expensive. Unlike X-rays, MRI scans soft tissues like the brain, nerves, and muscles, and it does not use harmful radiation. It is only shut down in emergencies, a process called quenching. This technology was pioneered by Raymond Damadian, who performed the first scan on himself in 1977. That's all for today's world news. Stay tuned for more updates from around the globe.